Hello, everyone. This is Dom, and this is another episode. Actually, this is going to be the first real episode of our Small World server, and actually just basically me as a LP series on here. I actually plan on recording on most of the servers, so this is going to be episode 1 on here. This server opened up, I think, like 5 days ago, and I've been basically on here constantly. Haven't been on very many other things. Dedicated most of the time to basically establishing this little base. And 1.4.4 came out yesterday, and I'm already finding weird glitches. As you can tell, there's lots of these weird graphical issues. That might just be a bucket problem, but I haven't tried it in single player yet. I don't know if you can see it, but every once in a while there'd be like some sort of particle flashing somewhere. But yeah, as you guys may know, if you watched the intro video to this, um, this is why we call it Small World. It's a whitelisted server, but you can apply to get on it with me. I'm on here a lot. But the reason why it's called Small World is for this reason, and you'll see as soon as I hit a certain point. Oh, there we are. Edge of the map. Edge of the map. Okay. Basically, what it does is it pushes you back from the edge. So basically, we're stuck in I think it's a 1600 diameter circle, 800 radius circle. Basically, I'm on one of the edges just because, I don't know, I saw this really cool mountain range, so I decided to be here. So I'm going to take you on a tour real fast, and then we're going to figure out something to do. Found myself some potatoes from the farm. One of the zombie farms that I made already. I've done a lot of work. Let's see. Full bookshelves. Obviously, I have enough reeds to do that. Have a cow farm, sheep farm, pumpkin farm. I do have melons. Don't feel like making them. But pumpkins are going to be my main food source, I think, because I have chickens and sugar. So I have eggs, sugar, and pumpkins, so you can get the pumpkin pies now. Carrots, same deal. Found them with the zombie. Wheat farm. And I like these designs for my farms. I use them on every one of my farms. This, that, and that. It's basically a 9x9 square with a block in the middle, which is covering up water. The reason why I don't use lily pads is that I can light the center, so it actually helps with growth, I think. And I usually put fences around them if they're outside, so that no mobs will really trample them, except for spiders. I have had a couple of spiders jump in, but doesn't matter. Sheep, pumpkins, cows, yep. And basically everything I need. The only thing I don't have is pigs, but they're not as useful to me as cows and chickens are right now. I don't have a skeleton spawner yet. I would really love to find one of those before anybody else does. One of the disadvantages of having such a small world is that we kind of have to share things. I'm not really good at that, but I might get good at it by whenever everybody else starts playing on it. There's always about 1 or 2 people on here at all times. Before I started recording, I was on this morning with Curtio, and usually there's somebody else on here, like Noob or Marius is on here, or somebody else. Swinters was on here. But yeah, this is my zombie farm. Please do not mess with it. If you want to use it, be my guest, but I will kill you if I see you in here. Kind of enter at your own risk. And the reason why I say that is because I've kind of claimed off a big area, and you will be able to see it soon on the map. I'm building a big wall. Basically, I've claimed these mountains to be mine, or my alliance, if anybody would like dibs on some of that. I'm thinking about just kind of starting up a couple of us that play on this side, and maybe we'll have fun little wars. We'll see. We'll see how close we can get to bending the rules without breaking them. Okay. Yeah, I'm having problems with my microphone. Okay, actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to sleep first, and then I'm going to bring you over to the wall. Okay. Yeah, the microphone's doing weird things now. Come on. There we are. This bed is occupied, apparently. Even though I'm the only one on the server. I've noticed there's a weird glitch that happens. If somebody else on the server sleeps while I'm awake, it still changes day. And I looked it up, and it's a plugin issue. It's if you have an OP, he doesn't have to sleep. So since I'm OP on the server, I mean, it's not my preference to be OP on the server, but since I am, oh gosh, sorry, my cat just attacked my face. Since I'm OP on the server, anybody can sleep, and I don't have to for the day cycle to change, which is pretty cool. I know there's ways to counteract it with different plugins, but I don't really care. I personally kind of like it, just a little bit. It just creeped me out once or twice. I actually crashed the server one time trying to fix it because I thought it was a bug. Okay, okay, so yeah, so we're at the wall. This is the inside of the wall. On the outside, it's a plains biome past this point. My gosh, my cat's up in the middle of nowhere on my desk. Yeah, so it's basically plains past this point. The wall is actually going to be basically that height plus a block or two, the whole length down. It's going to have this kind of contouring to it. I got to fix it in some locations, but I like it so far. I know it's kind of plain, but I'm going to actually, the reason why I built it out of stone brick first is because I had a pick that had silk touch on it, my only good diamond pick back then. So I was just getting pure stone, and I was making these out of it. So I don't even have a supply of cobblestone to make, kind of a difference between the textures, which I do plan on doing. But the wall is going to be very, very big, very, very long. It's going to be not just on this side of the water, but somewhere over there. But anyways, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. And for now, it's kind of only 2 thick. So, I mean 1 thick. I'm gonna have. We'll work on it later. That'll be another project. But for now, I'm just kind of showing you what I've done. And we're not really gonna work on this today at all. We might get supplies for it as we're doing something else. Okay. We're gonna head over to. Wait, actually, I think I can go this way. Yeah, I can. I'm trying to get myself familiar with these mountains so that I can use them as basically my own defense, to run away from people or to be able to sneak up on people if I can find them. And the real cool thing is that now that there's invisibility potions, it makes that even harder. I don't know, I think it's going to be fun. Wars and stuff like that on a almost vanilla server would be very, very fun to do. It was kind of the point of me wanting to make this server to begin with. Okay, we are at what I call the dig, and if you guys have watched my channel before, back in the day, way back in the day, first LP, the second time I did an LP, I was doing something called the Big Dig, and I'm actually doing the exact same, not exactly the same project, but pretty much the exact same project here, because I didn't finish it before, and I really liked how useful it would be to basically the setup that it was. For a base. So the base is going to be here. It's actually centered on 4 chunks. So there's one here, one there, and one there. It's centered on all 4 of those. It only extends out to the borders of all of them, which is pretty cool. At least the dig does. So that's going to be, I think that'll be useful for eliminating basically a whole chunk worth of, 4 chunks worth of mobs, basically. And then the good part about having what I call the dig is that my base is going to be vertical. It's not going to be horizontal, very large left and right, just so that if I ever make farms or anything, like I explained in my last LP series, single player, the advantage of that is that all these chunks are always loaded, the ones that are closest to you. I don't know how it works with a server by comparison, but we will have to see. I apologize for my microphone. It's already going dead on me. It's a brand new microphone. I think I just have to tweak some of the software issues. Okay. Yeah, so the dig is basically, it's going to be, I don't know if you can see the outline there. It's a 16 radius circle that I have to dig basically it's going to be a cylinder taken out of the land all the way down. Might as well put these torches in while we're talking. And everything's going to be symmetrical. One of these staircases, wrong placing. 1, 2, perfect. One of these staircases is going to be dedicated to minecarts. And as I've tested a lot, it's really one of the only useful ways of going up and down an elevator in multiplayer. It's really hard to make a piston elevator or water elevators. They sometimes glitchy or whatever. But I know the minecart's going to get me up and down, mostly up. So this will basically be almost dedicated to going upstairs, this whole pathway. And the reason why it's 3 wide is that we can run redstone wires under it and send signals up and down the base. And like I said, the advantage of having a vertical base is that if you're sending redstone long distance, it will activate even if it's 100 blocks above your head, to my knowledge at least, because that chunk is loaded. Okay, so this is one of the floors. Basically, there's a normal staircase that brings you up or down if you wanted to walk it. There's going to be, basically, this is going to be a water drop. And the base is actually going to go up to, I think, level 76, and I think we're at 44 here. Yeah. And I'm going by feet level. The reason being is because when we get down to the bottom level, it's at level 12. We're going to go down there. This is another level. I think it's at 28. That's right. And then we're going to go down to 12. And good thing about 12 is that, yes, we're at diamond level, but we are 1 block above the lava. So we can build anything we want to as long as the floor isn't made of something that'll burn. And then we can always go down a block or two just to make branch mines or something if you want. But I do plan on making the main floor down there at least the same level on level 12. But yeah, there'll be a water drop here. And it'll go to every floor. There'll be pistons that extend and will be permanently extending in this position. And whenever we hit a button in the elevator, boop, just like that, and they would open up and we would fall down to the next level. If we don't like that level, they'll all be color-coded. We hit a button and we fall down to the next one. Very similar to all my water drop elevators. Are my favorite thing to do, and they're the easiest way to travel in a vertical base. And that's basically the way I do everything. I love doing the vertical stuff. Makes everything simpler. And everything can be similar design, very symmetrical. It just kind of makes my OCD go away at most points. Okay. So yeah, that's basically the project so far. We're going to go back upstairs, and we're going to go take a look at what I've collected so far. Cool thing about this server is whenever you vote for the server on one of the server websites, or one of the Minecraft server websites or whatever, you get a reward of a diamond every single time you do it. So I get usually about 3 or 4 a day at least. I know it's kind of a little cheaty, but I only use it as I need it, and there is going to be a limited amount of resources on this server. So basically, I'm working on using only renewables, and the way that it's set up, diamonds are renewables, so I'm going to use those. And iron is also a renewable resource now, so I will use that, and also it's always abundant. Doesn't really matter. I got to move all these animals to my base at one point. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and look at what we've collected. Oh yeah, I have a silk touch pick, so that's how I got all those grass blocks. I already explained that. Potatoes, carrots. I think pumpkin pies are actually going to be my main staple in the future. Okay, so this is basically it. I got one of a lot, basically one of almost every food item you can possibly have. I even have cocoa beans. I know they're not food, but whatever. Just a little bit of redstone. I don't have a fortune pick yet, so I'm going to go back to where I found all the redstone ore I had and use my silk touch pick on it and just pick it up and get ready for whenever I have a fortune pick. A lot of iron. I mean, not a lot, but enough iron, definitely. We have protection 1 on a really broken piece of armor, sets of armor. A little bit of gold. I already have my first disc, and it was probably within my first day I got that disc. And that was a very bad thing, because there's a lot of creeper holes over here that you really don't know are creeper holes. This is one. This at one point was one. There was one here. So a lot of these are creeper holes. Actually, no, that wasn't one. I made that. But yeah, I had a lot of creeper problems, and I probably still will, just because I don't light this base up at all. I don't have very many torches because I don't really use my coal for coal reasons. I usually use it to smelt stone bricks for the wall project. Okay. You know what I want to do? I really want to. I know it hasn't been shown very much, so not very many people know how to make it. Perfect timing. I want to make a couple of pumpkin pies. And all you need is sugar, pumpkin, and eggs. So these 3 items right here. And you put them anywhere in the crafting grid, and it doesn't really matter position. I like that kind of setup, just like with books now. You can have them within a 2x2 and still make books. And that's how you make a pumpkin pie. And they're really good. I think they're for 4 hearts or whatever, food stuff, these things. Okay, I'm going to sleep again so I don't get creepered randomly. Okay. Let's see. Okay, the plan for the base. I know this kind of gives a lot away for the alliance or whatever, but there'll be secrets that I probably won't show all of them on this series. And I know I'm going to get a lot of people asking to be on the alliance after this. The plan for this is to wall it off, and the wall will continue on that side of the water as well. And this will be the harbor. The harbor will be very, very full of I don't know, walls and traps, or ways to dock your boats up and collect and transport things and all that stuff. Just because I see in the future, since we are in a small area, there's going to be either trading of items or attacking of different bases just to get items in the future. That's my assumption. Might not happen for a while, but I'm going to get prepared now. Let's see. Yeah, so I want this to be the harbor. The wall will extend. It'll actually hit on this island. It's pretty cool. So it'll be there, and I'm going to have some sort of gate system here. I'm going to have a lot of redstone, maybe. And then it's going to continue on that side and kind of wrap around the mountain system. And as you can tell, the wall goes this way, and it kind of makes a circle a little bit. I kind of followed the slope of the land as best as I could, just to make it look more natural. And it goes that way, and kind of straightens out. Then it hits the river delta over there. And all this stuff you can kind of see on the world map. Magic's on. So yeah, basically what I would recommend you guys do is start now if you wanted to get on the server, just so that none of the resources go away, or you have a good stockpile of them before they start disappearing. Okay, I really got to start messing with this land. This jutted out to like the middle of the water. It was this disgusting looking big thing. I got to finish taking it apart. Probably bring it back to about there to make it look more natural. Got to get rid of that. Anything that doesn't look very natural, I want to kind of shave down to make this place look very, very good. Like anything that's too many corners, probably make this look more natural. Yeah. I got to get rid of the sign then. I actually have I have a sign on my enchantment table, which is the locket sign, and I didn't know that it worked that way. But you can actually lock enchantment tables. Not just to be... actually, I'm going to lock it. And I'm going to put another one on it so that everybody can use it temporarily, but it can't be destroyed or picked up. Well, maybe it can be picked up, but can't be destroyed. Okay. I wonder if that impedes. I gotta find something to enchant. I don't think you can enchant those. Let's get a bow. Yeah, it does. Doesn't it? Yeah, it does. That's not good. So I think what I'm going to do is move one of these bookshelves. So I'm going to put this here and move the bookshelf to the other side with the Silk Touch pickaxe. I know it's not the most exciting episode in the world, but it'll do as kind of an intro. And I think we should be good for 30. Yes, we're still good for 30. But I think that basically makes it, if you have a sign on there, it makes it so it can't be destroyed by creepers or anything. But I'm pretty sure anybody can pick it up. Not a good thing, but I always have almost an unlimited source of diamonds, a certain amount per day. And I've actually found a couple diamond veins. It just, I don't want to mine them. And I didn't have a Silk Touch pick at that point in time. So yeah, I think that's going to be it. I don't want to reveal too much stuff this episode. I know this episode releases on a Saturday, and it will from now on. That's the plan, is to have Saturday episodes for Small World. Wednesday is Skyblock. Monday, let me go in order. Monday is single player. I'm actually picking up Dom the Villager again. Wednesday is Vanilla World. Friday is Skyblock, I think. Yes. Friday is Skyblock, and Saturday is this server, Small World. So I'll have at least 4 per week, and when Skyblock runs out, I'm going to pick up another custom map or something and put it in its place, and we're going to continue along that kind of pattern. So yeah, I'm excited to make another one of these episodes next week. I'm going to do a little bit of kind of housekeeping work in between though, and we'll do most of the major stuff later. Like for example, wiring up the elevators and getting the minecarts ready, all that stuff. I'm just going to do a lot of digging, probably add to the wall in between, because I got basically a whole week, and it's basically they're going to be nice update videos. So yeah, I'll work on that kind of stuff, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.